Welcome to Smokey Uncuffed, where we will talk about law enforcement, social networking platforms, and just life. That way I can talk about pretty much whatever I want. So today what I'm going to talk about is monetization. I've talked about this podcast in the past about why we do all this content, why we make all this content for the internet and let it go. And it is, of course, for money. And so there are many ways to monetize this stuff. Today what I'm going to talk about specifically is YouTube, because I'm a bigger presence on that platform than any other. And so there are obvious ways to monetize this stuff. On my large channel, which is called Smokey's CNC Woodworks, I make stuff with a CNC machine. So the obvious monetization right there is I sell what I'm making. So most of the stuff that I make on that program are stuff that people have personally ordered from me. They're very specific things. There'll be logos. One of the last ones I did was a game board that was two-sided. And they're just very, very specific things, but in that end, they're interesting to watch how they're made. So that is the obvious way to monetize. So probably the next easiest way to monetize, which you can actually do fairly early on, is affiliate marketing. So I kind of roughly hit on affiliate marketing before. Basically, what affiliate marketing is you talk about any given product, like a microphone, like the one I'm talking on right now. It's the ATR 2100. Now, don't worry, I'm not pitching this. I actually haven't monetized this podcast at all yet. I'm trying to get the craft now. I'm trying to learn pretty much what I'm doing and get comfortable with it before I start trying to monetize it, trying to sell things. And I say sell things, trying to get the affiliate marketing going on it. So if I were to do that and I was making a video and some other kind, and I said, right now I'm using the ATR 2100. I'm going to leave a link down below so you can go check it out. That's the way you generally do it on YouTube, is you advise your listeners or your viewers that you've got a product that you're using, you're happy with, and you're going to leave a link to it. So if they want to go look at it and possibly purchase one, they can. And so if they go over and look at it, decide, hey, you know what, I want that thing. I want one for myself. If they purchase that through your link, you make somewhere between 3 and 10% of the actual value of that, or the actual cost of that microphone or whatever product. So that doesn't sound like a lot, but there are instances where you'll get stuff that people will purchase that are high end. I mean, big money stuff. And so with Amazon affiliate in particular, whenever they go over there, or they click on your link and go over there to Amazon, you've got 24 hours for them to buy something. And it doesn't necessarily need to be what they clicked on to go buy. So they clicked on the microphone, go over there to look at it, and they get to looking around and go, oh man, that's a good deal on that TV. $500, that's a bargain. And they purchase that TV. You get 3 to 10% of that. And I say 3 to 10% because it varies on the kind of product. Some electronic stuff is up to 10%, some of it's down to 3%, and many products are that way. So anything they purchase for the next 24 hours after going through your link helps you. I mean, it will bump it up. So with that, I mean, I've got several things on there on my affiliate marketing list below each video, and it pertains to the CNC machine that I built. So I've got all the parts. I've got my camera that I'm using right now for YouTube. I've got all sorts of products on there. So probably the best month I've had was close to $400. And I mean, it cost me nothing. I mean, it didn't cost me anything to put those little links down there below. It's not difficult to do. And honestly, if that's something you're not doing for your YouTube, your podcast, whatever you're into, you're leaving money on the table. So that's just Amazon affiliate. if you'll look around at some of your favorite products, say I went to Sony. I actually haven't, so I'm dragging my feet on this. Say I went to Sony, which is what my camera is, and I went and checked it out to see if they have an affiliate link, and they do. Some affiliates, I'm not saying Sony does, but some affiliates will pay up to 100% of the cost of the product for somebody to come buy off them through your link. So just as an example again, say it was Sony and it was a camera, and you put their link on your stuff, and they went in there and clicked on it, and the camera was a $400 camera, you get all $400, because what they're thinking there is you've brought them a new customer. And by driving traffic to them and bringing them more customers, it pays you. So those are kind of few and far between, but it's not uncommon to find affiliate marketing or affiliate links to different companies that are 30% payback, 50% payback. Those really aren't that uncommon if you'll do your research. So one of the podcasts that I follow is Smart Passive Income with Pat Flynn. Pat is an entrepreneur in the social networking world. He has YouTube channels. He has at least 2 podcasts. He may actually have 3. I know one of the other ones is called Ask Pat. So I watched the Smart Passive Income and listened to the Smart Passive Income. So I've done research on him just to kind of see what kind of money could be made from podcast in that aspect. And I happen to know through his affiliate marketing links on Smart Passive Income, he does $100,000 a month, $100,000 a month. He makes 1.2 million off of pitching somebody else's stuff because they're giving him a percentage. So that's just kind of an idea of how the affiliate marketing can work. So back to YouTube. So it works much the same way. It's just whatever the product you're pitching is. And you're not necessarily pitching it, you're just saying, hey, I'm using this tool, go down below and check it out because it is a great tool. It works well for me, it'll work well for you. So that is probably the most lucrative way to make money through YouTube, in my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong, the ad space is different, fixing to get to that too. But just as per click, per times that people go through there, I mean, you only got to have one person. I had one product on mine that sold for $650, $700. I've sold it like 6 times. Every time it sold, I've made $55. I mean, that's a pretty good hit, right, just off one person. So you have 10 people buy it, you know, you're cleaning up that month. You make $550 off one product. And so, like I said, I've got like 20 products listed on mine. But it's all sorts of little bitty parts, all sorts of tools, stuff that I regularly use. And like I said, I'm mainly talking about YouTube right now, but I mean, I'm just going to give you an example. This podcast, you can believe whenever I do finally decide I'm going to go ahead and make affiliate links on this thing, I'm going to do my microphone, my computer, any of the equipment that I'm using here, my mic boom that this thing's hanging off of, anything. I'm going to put everything I can think of that I'm using in this podcast on an affiliate link. Because why shouldn't I make money if they go buy what I'm using and I'm talking about it? So the way it works with Amazon, say we're going back to YouTube now. Say I want to put affiliate links on my YouTube channel. And so you go to Amazon and you go to their affiliate links, their affiliate page. You set up an account with them as an affiliate, and you will go through and just list your product. You'll go to their affiliate page. It'll have a little search bar up top. You search for whatever, say an ATR 2100 microphone. You search for it. It'll come up. You'll click on the link for that microphone, and then you'll want to go to their short link. You copy that short link. Go back to YouTube. Down in your description box, you list ATR 2100 microphone and put that little short link out beside it. You've got your affiliate link. So if somebody clicks on that, it takes them to Amazon, straight to the page where that thing's at, where that microphone's at. And if they want to buy it, they buy it. And ideally, that's the way it works. Now, I'm not going to say every time you can go over there and click on the short link. Some products don't have short links. If they don't, that's fine. Just go to the regular link, copy that whole thing and paste it. Maybe 3 lines in your description box, but it doesn't matter. If they click on it, it still takes them. It still does the job. So the way that works, once it comes to the end of the month, you can check throughout the month. You can go to that affiliate link page because you're a marketer, and you can see how your channel's doing, see what's getting bought, when it's getting bought, what's the best time to be talking about this stuff. And you go through there and pick your locations and pick what products work best, and maybe do similar products. Maybe do microphones of another brand. Say, well, this one's also good too. I've tried it. You then get to choose through Amazon how you want to be paid. You can do a direct link up to your checking account, or you can have them mail you a check. So I chose the check version. And I don't remember right off the top of my head. This is something I should have researched. This is my fault, but I just now thought of this. I don't know if there's a bottom end. I don't think there is on Amazon to when they'll pay you, because I have got checks under $100. It's been a long time ago, but I've got them. Most of mine are around $250, $350, $400 even sometimes. And it just kind of depends on who's watching that month and who is buying parts. I mean, that is really as simple as that. You literally put a link, you talk about a product a little bit, even if it's just, hey, I use this, go check it out. And that's all you got to say. And you do have to mention on YouTube that, hey, I do have affiliate links. You don't have to do it every time, but you got to do it occasionally. That this is an affiliate link. If you go purchase this, I will make a little bit of money. And not in those terms necessarily, but just give them the notion of what's going on. That way it doesn't feel like you're robbing them or you're being sneaky about it. That's seriously is as simple as that is for Amazon, though. And I mean, honestly, the more stuff you list, the more you can do. I mean, if you were doing, say, a review channel, I would think that would be a home run. If you did a review and say you're doing jigsaws, and you notice I use tools a lot because I'm very familiar with tools. So you've got a DeWalt jigsaw, you've got a Makita jigsaw, and you've got a Craftsman jigsaw. And you use them all. You talk about the ins and the outs and what's better about this one and better about that one and what I don't like about this one. You talk about those things. And your channel starts getting views. You've got links for all three of those. They choose which one they want. They know what brand they want. And they go buy it. You just make money off of talking about somebody else's product. The part where you're out early is you've got to come up with the saws. You've got to come up with the things that you're talking about. So whether that be borrow them or go purchase them. So, I mean, if you're purchasing 3 jigsaws, well, you're spending some money. So I actually haven't got to this point yet, but when you get to a certain level, companies will send you their products to review on review channels. One easy one for you to look up is called Ryan's Toy Review, R-Y-A-N-S Toy Review. Look it up on YouTube. 2 years ago, so this kid's probably 9 now, but 2 years ago at 7 years old, he was reviewing toys, and these companies would all just send him toys, and he every week would do videos over Ryan's Toy Reviews. He made $22 million in 2018 at 7. I mean, insane. But what he's doing is talking about the cool toys. He's showing these kids these toys, how you play with them, how much fun they are. And so then these other kids want the toys. So you think about it, for a company to send Ryan a Xbox, he plays with it, talks about how fun it is. What does it really hurt that company to send him a $400 toy for free one time, and it sells 1,000 of them? I mean, that's a home run. That is easy marketing. That is smart marketing. And that's what YouTube's all about to begin with, is the marketing side of it. So you're not really stealing anything from anybody. You're just helping whatever company that you're an affiliate for. I mean, in a nutshell, you're basically just a commissioned salesman. You make commissions, and that's how you make your money from Amazon. And so Amazon has hundreds of thousands of commissioned salesmen. And guess what? Amazon's huge. Biggest player in the game right now. So you can see that it's very effective. So the next one I'm going to talk about for YouTube to get monetized is the obvious one, the ad space. So to get monetized on YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of view time. If that sounds like a lot of view time, it is. It's 240,000 minutes. And that is usually everybody's largest hurdle to getting monetized. Many people quit before they get there. Many people never get there. I mean, I've got a buddy who said it took him 4 years to reach it. 4 years. And now he wasn't putting out content regularly. He was doing it once a month. The next month he may do it 3 times. He wasn't serious about it. So if you really want to do it, you got to be serious about it. You got to be regimented. You've got to put out your content every week, same time, same day, really regimented. And I'm not going to say I'm always that guy, that I'm always real regimented. And I have been so far on this podcast. I put them out every Wednesday. I hadn't put a time on it simply because some days I don't get to doing the stuff when I need to do it. And so as long as I can just hit the day, I'm pretty happy with that. But on my YouTube, I've got to be honest, there's times that things come up. You know, I do have a life outside of all the social platforms I work on. And sometimes I can't get them out when I want to. I want to get them out every Sunday. This week, I actually got it out Monday, I think. Yeah, I did. I put it out Monday. So that's the downside. If I would do it religiously on Sunday, get that content out, I would get more viewers. So that's your biggest hurdle, is the viewers. As long as you've got 1,000 subscribers and you put out a video and say it goes viral, you're there. One video could propel you into being monetized overnight. So when I said my buddy, it took him like 4 years, I boasted to him. I thought, well, you know, I'm going to get mine in 2 months. That's a big ask, a really big ask. But what I didn't know then was that very shortly I was going to make the video on how I built my CNC machine. It ended up being 30 minutes long, which is a really long YouTube video. The average is about 10 minutes, and that's what they recommend, is a 10-minute video. But in order for me to get all the information out there, it needed to be 30 minutes long. So I went ahead and just ran with it. That one video, to this day, is still my most viewed video. And so that one video didn't monetize me in 2 months. It was 2 months and 3 days. So, I mean, I was happy. I mean, without a doubt, I was happy. And I mean, like I said, I got monetized and I had like 1,200 subscribers. I just had barely over 1,000. Now that channel is up to, it's over 5,000. It's getting close to 5,100 subscribers. Roughly every month, I make about anywhere from $100 to $150 a month off of YouTube for all those ads. And when I'm talking about those ads, you've got monetized, you've got your 1,000 subs, you've got your 4,000 hours of watch time. Then you go into YouTube and you set up the monetization side of your channel. When you set that up, YouTube will supply you with the ads, and usually they're based on whatever you're doing. So a lot of my stuff, I'm assuming, is woodworking tools. And I say assuming because you're really not supposed to watch your own content, so I never watch my own videos on YouTube because you're not supposed to be giving yourself views. And you get that. I mean, otherwise I'd sit there and turn my video on and have it hit repeat and let it play all day every day, and I'd make a killing. And that's what they're trying to get away from there. But there's ads on them, and you can go through and set where you want them in your video. And after 10-minute long videos, you can put up to 3 ads. So I put one at the beginning, one in the middle, one close to the end. Make as much as I can. Now, off each ad, you're making cents on the dollar. You're just making a little bit. So by doing more ads, you're making, say you make 5 cents for every video. And I don't think it's that high. I think it's a little lower than that. But you do 5 cents at the first, 5 cents in the middle, 5 cents at the end. So that's one view. You made 15 cents. So now say you get 10,000 views on that video, 100,000 views on that video. And that's what you're after, is the views. The subs really, in the end, are not what you're after. You're after the views. So to break that down for you, roughly, and this is just kind of a rough estimate, for every 1 million views, that's $2,000 for you in ad space. $2,000. So you get a video that really takes off, and gets 10 million views. There you go. There's 20,000 bucks. And I mean, that's the way it actually works. I was listening to a guy that did a video. He actually has a fishing channel. And he just thought he'd try this because he heard that WD-40 on a rag would clear up your headlight lens. So he went out and tried it and posted it on his YouTube. It worked great. He did a video 6 months later, and within 6 months, that one video had made him $22,000. I haven't had any of those videos yet. I'm hoping one day to have them. But I generally just stay on the path, and I just do woodwork stuff, and I don't delve off of it. Because in my opinion, everybody comes to that channel to watch woodwork. They want to see what I'm making, how I'm making it. And I answer tons of questions over how I make it. So that's the ad space side of YouTube. Okay, so the next one that YouTube provides, you can also go live. I personally have not done this yet, and it's just simply a matter of I would like to do the live video from my shop. And my Wi-Fi won't reach this far. And I've tried boosters, I've tried several things. I've got a couple of buildings in between my shop and my house, and so it's just kind of blocking it. And I do need to do them. I mean, I may end up doing one from inside the house just to see how it works, because here's where you can make money from that. And it's not a guaranteed thing, but if you have loyal listeners and they ask you a question and you're trying to read all these questions as you're sitting here talking to the camera and you're answering them as many as you can as fast as you can go, if somebody really wants to be seen, they can do what's called a super chat. And so what a super chat is you can get on there and you put in the money and your credit card number, I guess. I've never done a super chat, so I don't know how it works from the end of the viewer, but they can donate you money. And what that does is, say you donate 20 bucks, it pins their question to the top of the page for X number of minutes. That way you'll see it. That way it will get answered. And that money comes to you. And not all that money. A small percentage goes to YouTube, which, fair enough. I mean, it's free money. And that's another way just to monetize your channel. Again, that's not one I've tried yet. I am working towards that. I've been waiting because I figured I needed a bigger following before I started trying to do that. Because I don't want to get on there and have 10 people show up for my live video, my live stream. I mean, not that I mind talking to 10 people, but whenever I give a message and I'm wanting to talk about what I'm doing out there in the shop and give information, I want as many people to benefit from it as possible. So the next one is another one that I have not done, but I do know people who have done it, and I've got mixed emotions about it. I believe I'm going to do it one of these days. I just haven't made myself yet. It's called Patreon. Patreon is a website that manages this money, and you can put a link down below your YouTube channel. And I mean, I would almost, unless people know what it is and are looking for it, I'd almost have to say you'd have to ask them to go click on it. So what Patreon is a place that you can put 3 different levels of, like a $5 donation, a $10 donation, and a $20 donation, or whatever. You can set those up on your own. And say for $5, you'll have my gratitude for the $5. For $10, I'll mention you in a video. For $20, I'll send you some of my merch. So that, I just haven't got there yet. I mean, I'm not out here begging people to give me money. I just do, mainly I do YouTube and the woodworking stuff. The biggest reason, you would think it'd be the money. It's because I enjoy it. I really have fun doing this stuff, and it's really interesting to me. So that's another way to do it. I just haven't got there yet. And I'm not going to say I'll never do it. I just, I mean, I'm sure you get what I'm saying. I'm not out here having my hand out asking people for this money. So I just mentioned another one that is a good monetization way is merch. So you on YouTube can see right here, I've got a pullover on, and on the left chest logo, it says Smokey CNC Woodworks. Well, that's my channel. It's also the company name and where I do the woodworking from. And so I've got tons of stuff that say Smokey CNC Woodworks. And there is going to be a point where when my wife's website gets up and running, I'm going to list all my shirts and all my products that I wear all the time. And the reason I say my wife's website, my wife does screen print, embroidery, sells all kinds of clothing. And so she's the one that makes my shirts. So when we get her website up, I can put that list up there of my clothing, and if somebody wants a shirt, they can click on it. It'll take them to her website, and they can purchase a shirt or a hoodie or a sweatshirt, whatever. So that's just one way I'm going to do that. Another common practice is there's a company called Teespring. Teespring is the same kind of setup. You put your clothing and your whatever merchandise you have up there that's printed, and people click on it. It takes them to Teespring. They order it, and the beauty of this one, Teespring prints it, Teespring ships it. Your involvement in it from there on is gone. Once you put it up, you have zero involvement except that you get money from it. It's a great setup. Now then, the downside is obviously you're not going to make a ton of money off each shirt. Teespring's going to make more than you, but you've got no sweat equity in the game. I mean, you don't have anything in it. It's a good setup. So the reason I'm going to do it through my wife is I'm not actually going to see that part of the income. She is. Who cares? It comes to my house. So if you want one of my shirts and you purchase one through my link that I have below my video, the money's going to my wife. Win-win, right? So in my opinion, those are the most common ways to monetize YouTube. And I mean, clearly above all else, to get people there to watch you, you're going to have to get a little bit of charisma, be kind of charismatic, be entertaining. And I don't know if I'm all of that, but I can do woodwork, and people like to watch woodwork. And I'm obviously able to talk a little bit. So, like I said, those are the ways I would monetize, and I monetize some of those ways. And it's the product you're making, affiliate marketing, the ad space that YouTube provides once you get monetized, Patreon, the merchandise that you sell, the hoodies, the clothing, coffee mugs, whatever it is, and super chats whenever you're doing live videos. And like I said before, I haven't done the super chats, or I hadn't done the live videos, so I haven't ever experienced that. I don't do Patreon. I actually don't have my personal merchandise up yet. I mean, the channel's not that old. It's only a year old, and I've been kind of waiting. I want the channel to grow a little bit before I start delving off into all of that. And so I haven't done a great many of them. And I'll get there. I mean, with exception, maybe I'll get there to all of them. I don't know if I'll ever do the Patreon, but we'll see. I may try that too. So if I didn't mention before, this is being videoed. It will be on YouTube on Smokey Uncuffed, and it is being broadcast through Buzzsprout onto podcast. So guys, that's going to be it for today. If you hadn't done so yet, please run over and subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on or watching on. And I'll see you and hear y'all next time.